Hello and welcome to Costa del Storage. It's been a while, hasn't it, since we did our last video. In fact, I think it's well over a month now, and we have had a few people say, you know, where have you been, what's happened, have you disappeared, as the caravan stopped, you know, what's the scores on the doors. Well, this is a little bit more of a caravan catch-up, just to sort of fill you in on the details, and of course life with our Bailey Pegasus Grande. Yeah, so we got back from Scotland, and to be honest, this year has been an absolute weather washout as far as we're concerned. Every single trip we've been away on, it's rained, and not just rained the odd day, it's rained every single day we've been away. In fact, the last trip, the trip from the last sort of 3 hours back from Eyemouth to Durham, was the only full half day that we've had since Easter where we've not got wet. So whether that's just our bad luck or not, but Scotland this year, we've had we went up to Eyemouth, we've had 2 trips into Dumfries, one up towards Inverness and another one over to Maleg, and sort of visiting the Isle of Skye and that sort of area, and every time we've gone it's done nothing but rain. It has just been absolutely terrible as far as the caravanning year's gone. So we've not done anywhere near what we wanted to do, and whether this is just an unlucky freak wet year of sort of named storms and things, who knows, or whether it is climate change and this is something we're going to have to get used to. We will see as time goes on, but for next year we're thinking that we're going to have a slight change of, rather than choosing a particular area or a type of holiday, we're gonna think around our other hobbies. So really around my fishing, and going out with the paddle boards and the kayak and out on the bikes. So hopefully Ali will be of sufficient health to be able to do those sort of things. As things stand at the moment, she's not with us up at the caravan today, purely because she's just not fit enough. She can hardly walk, so while she's hobbling around, whilst thankfully we've got the 8-foot caravan, so we've got plenty of room in here, and you know, it's not too difficult for her. General things are just not as easy as they were. Maybe that's old age creeping in, who knows. It's just a case of waiting. The NHS will work at their speed, I guess, and at some time or other she will or will not get sorted. We will see. So that's basically as far as 2023 is concerned. We have got one holiday which was cancelled. We're again going back up to Scotland to Bees Head. We were going to go up there about a month ago, but of course the rain came down, the winds came in, and it would have been stupid to put the caravan on the car and go up there just for a long weekend. So we've rearranged that for the first week in November, and even then it's looking like it's going to be a wet weekend. That's what's forecast at the moment. And of course we've just had Storm Barbet come through, and that for anyone who's been away in the caravan must have been horrendous. If you've been up on this northeast coast going up towards Scotland, or even looking at the floods, Derbyshire, Nottinghamshire, it just seems the whole country's had a proper soaking, and you know, it's not ideal when you're away in a caravan, I suppose, especially if you've got the winds and you're having to tow it backwards and forwards. Of course, as you get older, things start taking a little bit longer as well, so you know, that's to be taken into consideration as well. So I've come up the storage yard because of Barbet, just to have a look at things, and I've got to be honest, I walked through the gate and I just looked and thought, oh my god, the storage yard is surrounded by very tall trees, and of course at this time of year the leaves are getting towards starting to fall, or are falling, and the caravans and motorhomes and camper vans on this site are just absolutely plastered in leaves. I've just spent the best part of an hour and a half going round, and the reason being, you know, if you get leaves and that stick on your caravan, they dry, the sap soaks, it stains the paintwork, or this, that and the other. So thankfully I had some dry sparkle in the boot, and I've been around the caravan and done all the sides and the awning rails. Obviously I can't do the roof because I don't have the gear here at the yard. I'm going to have to come back another day and have a sort with that. But you know, we are where we are as far as the weather's concerned. Will we be caravanning all the way over winter? Well, the plan is yes, because it can't get any worse, and it's already been over the last 3 or 4 months. You know, it might get a little bit colder, but the weather certainly won't get much worse, I wouldn't imagine, than what we've had. So it's kind of book your sight and take potluck. One thing we will be looking to do though is, whereas last year we caravanned over the winter and even stayed on some CLs with grass pitches, we certainly won't be looking at doing that this year. We're going to be looking at hard standing pitches, which means we'll probably end up having to have hook up as well, because that's what goes with the territory. So let's take a quick break just to say thank you very much to everybody who subscribes to the channel. If you don't subscribe, please do consider clicking the subscribe button and the notification bell. It really does help us. And of course, we want to say a big thank you to our sponsors for 2023, and that's Cover for Caravans. If you're in the market for caravan insurance and you would like a quote, please follow their link to Cover for Caravans in the description below. Right, let's get back to the video. As for next year, I think we're going to be pretty much all independent sites. We've had a good look at the sort of places we want to go and the sort of things we want to do, so we're kind of moving away from the club, except for long weekends on CLs. We really do want to do a lot more of the off-grid. The 10 days in Scotland was interesting, because although the weather was bad, we did have the sort of 100 watt solar panel on top, and I did have the 150 watt solar panel just out in, you know, facing south, and we didn't have a need to hook up at all. Admittedly, we left a day early, so we didn't do the full 10 days, if you like, but we didn't run out of electricity. So we're kind of thinking that if we get another chance of a 2-week holiday and we get decent sunshine, then we don't need to use electricity whatsoever. We can start looking at totally off-grid pitches. But we are seeing that some of the CLs that are offering the off-grid are actually stopping being CLs. We've noticed quite a few this year seem to have closed down. You look in the magazine that comes through, and quite a few seem to have disappeared. Whether that's because people are expecting standards to be higher, you know, that you start looking at, you know, when you look at the Caravan and Motorhome Club Awards, tow car awards, this size of caravan, you know, £90,000 Porsche. Maybe that's the sort of clientele that the club and the CLs and that want to cater for, and therefore that's people who will be wanting to go to sites that predominantly all us want to have hook up electricity, nice shower and toilet block. Who knows which way it's going. But on the other side of the coin, you look at this month's Caravan and Motorhome Club magazine, and you see that they're offering, what was it, 500,000 or 1 million pitches at discounted rate. But when you actually look on the site and look at what the discounted rate is, it's not really well, it's discounted from what it was, but it isn't what you were paying 2 or 3 years ago. So read into that what you will. Personally, I think that they're trying to drive up the clientele, and shorten the season, but that's just my point of view. I think they're quite happy to run from March to October, and really let anybody who wants to caravan over the winter do so either at main sites, so sites like York and the like that that are close to city amenities, or for people to go and just do their own thing. The site here where I am is right on the A1. It's an absolutely ideal site for anyone travelling north-south. It was open last year over the winter, and it's not this year. And you know, so you can, and I think this is predominantly a stopover site, and I just can't really understand why the Caravan and Motorhome Club will want to do that, but they have, and that's where we are. So next year it's going to be independence, predominantly around, like I said, the water sports. So it'll be kayaking, paddleboarding, and fishing, and we'll be visiting some very different places to what we are, or what we have done this year, and we'll see how that turns out. Hopefully we'll have a better year. So for people asking, yeah, we're both okay. Ali's still not brilliant, and we're still caravanning, and I'm still down the caravan as often as I can, in between working away. Spent the last few weeks working in Manchester, before that down in Birmingham, so I'm not exactly right on the doorstep of home, so time's a little bit difficult as well to actually get up the storage yard and make videos. You know, we've still got our normal lives to lead when we come home, when I get home at the weekends. So that's basically that. So I don't think there's really anything else to sort of catch up on, because we've not been buying anything and we've not been going anywhere. We will be hopefully going up to Beeshead, like I said, in a few weeks' time, and we'll be doing a video from there. We have got a few things we'd like to video, but obviously we need to be away in the caravan and doing things to actually do those videos. So I suppose they're going to be as and when over the winter, rather than on a regular basis. So our apologies for that. But we would like to say thanks very much. There's been loads of new subscribers. We're getting loads of comments on both Instagram and on YouTube, which we really do appreciate, and we always try to answer them all. And I think this video answers quite a few of the comments that have been put out to us over the last certainly last 2 or 3 weeks. So there we are. That's it from us at Costa del Storage Yard up here in Durham, and we hope that your caravanning year has been considerably better than ours. But till next time, you take care, you stay safe, and we'll catch up with you in the next one. Ta-da.